here's a story that's really worth telling. A story spanning more than 60 years and beginning with the dream of a man in the city of Anápolis, Goiás, a small town in the heart of Brazil. A story that lives on in the hands of more than 200,000 people working in 5 continents in more than 20 countries. And there's no one better to tell this story than the man himself, our founder, Zé Mineiro.
It was back in 1953 in Anápolis that I began to slaughter cattle. I started off at a small slaughterhouse in downtown Anápolis. After about 2 years, I bought this slaughterhouse where we are right now. We'd start to deliver around 3 or 4 in the morning and finish around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Then I'd buy cattle, slaughter, sell the meat, get paid, and that's how things went. In 1957, I went to Brasília. They were just beginning to build Brasília as our new national capital, so naturally the need for food and goods for consumers was going to be very high. I was in Anápolis, but I had some limitations. I could process 25, 30 steer a day there, but there was no room to grow. In Brasília, the big appeal was the growing marketplace, increased consumption, and the 4-year tax holiday that President Juscelino Kubitschek offered suppliers to move their business there. And my role was to supply meat to the construction sites. During that period, my business really grew. The creation of Brasília really drove my business in those days, from 1957 to the mid-60s. I used to deliver meat all day long, and I had a deboning unit. And I supplied around a dozen businesses there, give or take a few. I feel responsible for part of the construction of Brasília. I was one of the pioneers, one of the first to arrive and supply meat.
It was the beginning of a lot of hard work, courage, and determination, but not much money. As Zé Mineiro always says, every man has to have credit. In Portuguese, the word credit or crédito comes from the word acreditar, which means to believe. So credit means to believe.
I never had money to pay cash in full on the spot. I'd buy on credit. I bought a plant in Louisiana. Today it's our soap and hygiene plant. Orlando Carneiro, a friend of mine in Goiânia, owned a slaughterhouse and the plant in Louisiana. So I said, Orlando, I want to buy the plant, but I don't have the money. I don't have any money to give you and I need a long deadline. And then he said, Zé, my cousin wants to buy the plant, but, Zé, I'd rather sell it to you because you are the type of people that deserve it. He said that, and you are humble and you work hard. I always worked much, and because of my credit, I always managed to fulfill all my commitments.
So with the support of those who believed in him, little by little, the business began to prosper. The 2-3 steers a day began to multiply. The company grew, and now we are the company we are today. Zé Mineiro continues the story.
That was back in 1971, right, Flora?
Yes, that's right.
In 71, we moved here. I bought this house and set it up an office next door. It was a pretty little office. It was nice and modern, and it had very nice flooring, too. This is where we came up with the name Free Boy. We were trying to find a name for the meat packer, and then this afternoon, there was a friend of mine from Araguari, this friend called Mario. At a certain point, he said, I have the name. And I said, go ahead, Mario, say it. And he said, Free Boy. It's got to be Free Boy. It's got free for frigorífico, which means packing house, and boy, which means steer. Okay, I said. Here's where Free Boy came to life. To succeed in life, a person has to have willpower, has to have something to differentiate themselves. And since I didn't study much, all I can offer is my will, my punctuality and determination. I feel fulfilled by choosing this career, this business. That's what I like. I like to wake up early. And, the day is always short in this line of business. You always end the day with something left to do the next day. So you have to wake up early the next day and get to it and start again. That's what pleases me.
That's how Zé Mineiro grabbed with both hands the opportunities that came his way. As he always says, when you like what you do, it's not work, it's fun. As time went by, Zé Mineiro's children began to discuss and try to understand the strengths and values that got JBS to where it is now. And the answer was clear. It's our attitude, our conduct, and the values that have always guided the company. That's when they decided to write down and put on paper for the first time JBS's values, mission, and beliefs.
Business has grown, taking on over 30 acquisitions in 15 years in Brazil and worldwide. 2007 was a milestone in JBS's history. The company launched its IPO on the Sao Paulo Stock Exchange. It took a huge step with the acquisition of Swift in the United States. In doing so, JBS became the world's largest animal protein processor and Brazil's leading food processor. In 2009, the company took over Bertin and became a global player in the poultry business with the acquisition of Pilgrim's Pride. Then in 2013, JBS took another huge step with the Seara acquisition. In 2014, JBS Foods is created. In 2015, JBS USA grew its pork business with the Cargill Pork acquisition. The company then added to its Pilgrim's business with the 2017 acquisition of the GNP Company and expanded its global footprint with the acquisition of Moy Park in Europe. Additionally, in 2017, JBS acquired Plumrose, growing its pork and processed food assets across the United States. In 2019, the company added to its Pilgrim's business by acquiring Tulip, which establishes Pilgrim's as a leading European food company.
In this journey, we have incorporated many companies, each with their own culture. Nevertheless, we have been able to assemble a group of people in our company with the same common values, beliefs, and attitude. With that, we have been able to build a very strong culture, created not by one person, but by thousands of people. Our culture is and always will be part of us, because it's our foundation and our strength.
Many things occurred in the past that got us here, and I hope that our story is an example to everyone.